Hey guys, got a quick. It's not necessarily a survey, but I need some advice. So my last video that I put up on YouTube, I had talked about getting a CNC plasma table and a building, a new shop, so that I can finally get back to where I was before I moved into this house and get some content out for you guys, vehicle projects, and I could finally stop working out of the driveway in a portion of the country where you're dealing with weather all the time. So here's my dilemma. The economy is shit. I'm probably about 10 grand short of where I need to be to get the building and the CNC plasma table, right? So option number one, get the CNC plasma table, get everything I need there, extra material, design some products that I can sit down and crank out and basically crank out a bunch of these products I can sell online, box them up, get them ready to go, and hopefully it takes off and hopefully I sell them all pretty quickly and generate the extra money that I need to be able to get this building built before fall, right? Problem there is, what if it doesn't work out? Number one. Two, what is the price of this building going to be when that occurs? Is it going to be more? Because I suspect the economy is going to be even worse. So what's that situation going to be like? There's a bit of an unknown there. And yeah, what if this takes a lot longer than I thought? And, what if something comes up and I end up just saying, oh, I have this money and I use it for something else because it's important in the moment, right? And then this drags out for years and I don't get a shop for who knows how long. So that's one option. It sucks. Could work out, but it sucks. I don't like the option. But so is life, and sometimes you got to do things that you don't like. So, option number two is another shitty option that I don't like. Get the building. Get the building the way I want, the 26 by 50. Um, put all my put all my metal fabrication tools in there, and now I got an enclosed space to be able to work on vehicles, work on customer vehicles, custom fabrication stuff. I'll be out of the weather, and you know I can get going with that, and everything should be okay. Problem there is, even at that point, I won't have insulation in the building. Um, I'm also not going to have the lift that I want for the building. So I'm basically just getting to the point of just having a shelter, right? Which is awesome, but it's still inconvenient. So the idea there would be is that I can utilize that space, taking on side jobs to be able to hopefully generate the money for this plasma table that is currently increasing pretty rapidly due to the company's success as well as the economy. So by the time I have the money to get this CNC plasma table, how much is it going to cost? Am I shooting myself in the foot there? Because I'm doing this as a side gig outside of my day job, and these jobs that I would be doing in that shop are typically going to be pretty labor intensive. I could be grinding it out for the entire summer just trying to get this all to work out so that I can get that plasma table before fall. It just seems like it's an extra amount of stress, right? And this is assuming that I can get the work. And this is assuming that I'll be motivated enough to do it. So, option number three, um, get the CNC plasma table, put it to work, um, get a building, but get a smaller building, much smaller. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this is a rendering of a pole barn. I'm not going to go with a pole barn. I'll talk to you guys about what I'm doing later, but this just shows the framing and gives you an idea. So this current building in this drawing is 26 by actually 60, right? I think it's 60, maybe 65. Doesn't really matter. The idea would be to just build this front bay. Build the front bay, utilize it to work in there, have the CNC plasma table in my garage where the lathe and mill and that kind of stuff are in there. I would have a shelter to be able to work on things in the rain and wind and winter time. Where welding is, my fabrication stuff wouldn't be an issue. If I'm in the middle of something, I don't have to worry about cleaning up before the weather gets bad or the mosquitoes come out, or by the time it's, time for bed. I could just leave the shit and come back the next day and deal with it, right? So that's a plus. Um, if I did this, I would be doing the slab for the entire scope of what I want the building to be in the future. The idea would be is to use this space as well as the CNC plasma table to try to generate enough money to extend this building out to what I really want it to be. Whether if it ends up being 60, 65, 50, whatever it is, extend it in the future. Now, the problem with this scenario is the front side of this building is going to be something that the second it's up, I've outgrown, right? I can make it work for one vehicle or two small vehicle projects. I definitely could do that. I won't have a lift in it. It won't be insulated. So I'm literally just having a very small shelter so that I could actually just do the work in with the intent on trying to set aside enough money to be able to extend it in the future. Um, it's still going to be really tight on money because the slab is probably going to be pretty expensive. And, you know, that's the nature of the beast. So that's the third option, kind of the one I'm leaning a little bit more towards. Even if it takes me a year or 2 years to be able to extend that building, I'm able to get video content out, finish up some of my other projects, which keep in mind, if I'm finishing up projects, that means I'm spending money on those projects instead of saving it for the building. So these are kind of things that I stress out about because I know how I am. And if I'm in the middle of, like, let's say, building my 47 Dodge, I'm gonna I'm gonna spend the money on the 47 Dodge because I'm in the middle of the project and I want to finish it. So, you know, getting the building extended to what I want it to be may be an issue. Um, I would have to try to really stay committed towards not spending too much money on those projects, which means a little bit less videos, and it is what it is. Um, so there's good sides and drawbacks to every one of my options at this point. Um, Fourth option is to once I'm done securing the finances that I have, which I should have next week. Um, Basically, and I'm in the middle of a free finance on my house, so I can get it paid off in 15 years, so I can retire at a decent age. Once those two things are closed, I could look into trying to get financing to get the remaining amount of money that I need to get the building exactly the way I want it. Um, Not just a structure, but to get the structure, get it insulated, get the lift that I want in it, get the power into it, and possibly even a box pan brake as well that I would really like to have because that goes hand in hand with that CNC plasma table, and building parts that I want to not mass produce, but something along those lines and sell online. So that's an option that I really like as well. The downside to that, it's another added monthly expense. So if I get hurt at my day job and I'm not able to generate money, I could be putting myself in a really bad situation, and I'm not too comfortable with that. Um, and I work at a marina, so me possibly getting hurt or something happening is a very realistic thing that I always have to consider. Um, the stress of paying, who knows what the monthly payment would be. That's something to consider too, and that's adding to my overall debt that I need to get addressed before I'm able to retire. Now, the plus side to that would be that everything would be fully operational, right? If I can't utilize those resources, my tools available at that point to generate enough money to pay that loan off and pay it off quickly, then quite frankly, I'm not trying hard enough. And that's on me, and I've got to figure that scenario out. But circumstances happen, and you never know what could happen that would be out of my hands and just cause an issue there. So I've got to factor in these things. So let me know what you guys think. Yeah, give me your opinions. I'm not gonna build the building myself. I'm just not going to. I can't take on a project that big right now. If I didn't have anything else going on, then I would. Plus, I'm not comfortable getting on the roof and doing the roofing. Number one, I'm fat, and I don't feel comfortable standing on roofs and doing that shit anymore. And number two, it's just a major project that's going to drag out all summer, and I just don't want to do it. The building style that I'm going to be going with is a tube steel structure. Um, Carolina carport style building, carport central, Viking carports. It's a galvanized steel tube, welded truss. The wall has like a welded base beam that has a bunch of little studs sticking out that you screw your vertical studs into, and then the trusses slide into the vertical stud. And then you got your girts for the ceiling to help square things up, and then the siding's all attached to it, some cross bracing in the walls, right? Super simple. Fit and finish is leaves a little bit to be desired, but I went and saw one on Tuesday, and I got to give a shout out to the lady that's the dealer. She hooked up the opportunity for me to go see this building in person, and it's a building that somebody just recently had built. They're not associated with the company in any way, shape, or form, and like he was happy enough with the product that he was willing to show it to me. So that was awesome. Couple little fit and finish issues that I would probably bitch about a little bit and have them come back and fix, but ultimately I was impressed with the build. So I'm gonna go that route, and I'm going that route simply because it's in a worst case scenario, it's half the price of a pole building. Realistically, some of the quotes I've got, it's literally less than half. It's still expensive, but it's still less, half or less than half. So, um, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.